The Fraser River, home to spectacular natural beauty and bustling commerce. Lucille Johnston's intimate relationship with the mighty Fraser led many who knew her to refer to her as Mighty Lucille.
She was mighty. She really was. But she was never high and mighty. She was just powerful in her way of just managing to get things done.
And to get things done, she was determined, tenacious, unrelenting, creative, and flexible. As a young girl, her family thought high school was a waste of time and money. Lucille convinced them otherwise.
So the only way I was permitted to go was to work to earn my clothes and my books, and then I would be permitted. But I also had to get A grades.
You'd think a straight-A student with a work ethic like that would be a hot commodity in the job market.
The office manager interviewed me and rejected my application. In any event, the owner of the company, he was always very much impressed with honor roll students. So he called me in for a second interview, and he hired me over her protests.
Then came the job of her life. In 1944, Lucille joined the team at Rivetow Straits as a Girl Friday.
She used to have to go down from her type desk down to tie up the tugs when they came in, and that she was seasick on the dock. She hated going down there to tie up the ships, but that was part of the job.
Her willingness to overcome everything from seasickness to an unwavering captain propelled her from Girl Friday to Chief Dispatcher and eventually into the office of the President. And as if that's not enough, she was also one of the first female C.G.As in BC, the third woman to graduate from the prestigious Banff School of Advanced Management, awarded the Order of BC, received an honorary degree at U.B.C, and watched the company she joined grow from a handful of people to a $250 million a year empire employing 1,500 people.
When Lucille left Rivetow, we had a luncheon, and it was women, lawyers, accountants, business people, and we called it, you've helped pave the way.
By the time she retired as president in 1989, she had earned yet another moniker, the Queen of the Barter. She used to say anybody can buy anything if you have the money. It was buying it if you didn't have the money. That was difficult.
If you can call me back.
According to Lucille, the keys to bartering success are integrity and creativity.
We needed badly a terminal in Prince Rupert on the waterfront. So we found a gentleman who had one of those rare pieces, and he wanted to go to the Caribou to go into the cattle business. So I made the deal with him. Norman Coslet had some beautiful Hereford cattle up at Hope, and so I persuaded Norman that we should get an appraisal done of them and ship them to the Caribou, and he got a credit on the balance sheet for the value of the cattle, and our man was happy, and we've got the terminal.
Coming up with innovative solutions on the job wasn't enough for Lucille. When she left the office, she poured as much energy into her extracurricular activities as she did her day job. She helped build BC Place, was on the board of Expo 86, and helped build BC Ferry's fleet of super ferries, to name just a few of the organizations she was involved with.
She was one of the founders of the Planned Lifetime Activity Network, the Sarah Society for Sexual Abuse. I mean, you name it, Lucille was there, and it's just unbelievable that she found the time, and she just was constantly giving, and she was thoroughly enjoying herself.
Yeah, okay, well, we'll go ahead without you then.
That's Lucille at St. John Ambulance, where she served as Executive Director and CEO.
St. John was heavily demoralized because it was on a downhill spiral, and she came in with a piece of paper, and she said to the board that to save this organization, this is what you have to do.
She was also one of the visionaries that sat on the board of the Vancouver Airport Authority and helped turn it into the most beautiful airport in North America. If all of this weren't staggering enough, Lucille also adopted 3 children.
I was brought up being taught how to work. The worst thing for me is to play. Most people like to play, but I get very bored with that. I like the sense of challenge. I like the satisfaction of achieving something. I like to take a mess and create some order out of it. I like to help people that have a problem. It's just, That's my life.